Alright, welcome to episode, where are we, like 32? Yeah, 32 of Seraphic Blue, and I got some real unfortunate news. I lost the original recording of this episode. I recorded this, episode 32 last, play session, and, yeah, that episode went lost. I think I might have accidentally deleted it when I was cleaning up to save storage because I was running low on computer storage. So, yeah, that might have accidentally got deleted. And then that really fucking sucks because when I look at these save files, yeah, I made some progress. And yeah, that just sucks a lot. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to kind of describe a little bit to the events leading after the whole celestial border disappearing and stuff. So, it's not going to sound as amazing because, damn, like right after episode 31 ended and I started recording for episode 32, it kind of started getting a little hype because the music, for starters, like immediately right after, like immediately at the start, it really hyped me into the story, but unfortunately you guys won't be able to see that, but that just sucks. That really sucks. Yeah, made a mistake of saving over the same save file and then just screwing over with the other save files. Yeah, that really fucking sucks a lot. From now on, I'm gonna try to actually have 6 save files. Because even with 3, I will screw over eventually. And yeah, that just sucks. Maybe one day, like, I'll try to go replay this game again. Game back those 25 hours back and record, like, the parts I skip. I guess, maybe. I mean, there is, like, a full playthrough of this game up on YouTube. So, you guys can probably just, like, look over that in the meanwhile. But anyhow, I'm gonna summarize in short what really happened. I'm not gonna load up this save file. I'm gonna load up this save file instead because yeah, I made a lot more progress and I wouldn't mind replaying it honestly because yeah, I'm not gonna fucking summarize there's a lot to summarize if I load through that file. Anyhow, there's like a short, I want to say like a time skip. I'm not sure how long it is, but there's some time has passed by. I'm gonna assume it's like maybe a few days or weeks, maybe. Probably a few days after this whole celestial border incident. And George has basically declared war against Frezite. What was it called? Like War of Liberation or something like that. People of the surface now look up at Frezite as like monsters and whatnot for like dumping all those children and abandoning them on the surface, I guess, you know. And George basically took advantage of that to wage war, and everyone on the surface is kind of on board with that, I guess you could say. And then we kind of went over to Nixon's perspective of things. He decided, and with some others, to burn down the church. And now, apparently there's a rally over at Darmstadt that George is trying to get people to come join the army and like fight Frezites and whatnot. Because George's ultimate goal is basically to take over Frezite, and then he'll just have the world, because everyone on the surface agrees, is pretty much following him. And yeah, I think that's where this leads up to, right? Because now Nexon is trying to figure out how he should proceed on. So he's going to actually join in on this rally. So we're going off to Darmstadt. This is like around the port to Juvis City. Well, not on Juvis City. I forgot what this is the name of this small port was called, but we're going to Juvis, and then from Juvis we're gonna go over to Darmstadt. So that's like, what, 20 minutes that I summarized? Yeah, not the best summary. I highly recommend checking out another playthrough on YouTube. I actually went up and looked to see how much I kind of lost. You can check out Lunatic Screamer's Seraphic Blue playthrough. Should be like at part 39, Rally at Darmstadt. Around, I say... No, a bit earlier than that. Part 38. Excuse me for that. I actually have this on the tab right now, just so you guys can follow along much easier. Should be around the 29-minute mark-ish to the end of the video, and then from there, the next video up to around, I say, maybe like almost 3 minutes in. 2 minutes and 30. 2 minutes and 30. So that's like how much progress I just accidentally missed out on. It wasn't that. It doesn't seem that long. It's like 10 minutes of progress I just lost and summarized. But I highly recommend it because those 10 minutes were good. I actually really like the dialogue and the music that accompanied it a lot. I think it really suits it a lot. All right, let's continue on with this episode because yeah, I need to make up for those replay those the following hour now, and there's a lot of dialogue. So let's go. Come to think of it, I remember boarding the ship to Juvis before. That was the time of happiness when I did not yet know the truth and had not yet lost anything. So that is what the saying, ignorance is bliss, means. How ironic. Oh man, that actually sucks. I can't stress that enough. I really like that whole thing. The whole declaration. Alright, so I'm actually kind of speed read a little bit and kind of like rushed towards where I last left off, honestly, because like it's a lot. I don't know. Yeah, I was kind of really hoping to just start this episode recording where I last left off. The ship to Darmstadt is available for boarding. The trip there will be free for all. Would you like to get on board? Yes. I remember I was actually stuck at Juvis for a little bit of a while because I didn't know where exactly to go. Because originally I was just like, I went to the port on the very far left that led over to where the White Wings laboratory was. But should I really harbor hatred toward Frezite? Margot, after all, did the children a favor by discarding them to Hadwick. Even though there was no doubt that she finally... Even though there was no doubt that she literally discarded them. It was an earnest desire of her to give them a better life elsewhere. Furthermore, not all Serahumans were involved with discarding children, and certainly not Vinna and Edwin. But the fact is, I have rejected and broken off ties with both of them with my gun. And now I'm on board with this ship to Darmstadt. The War of Liberation will commence before long, and I am on my way to taking part in it. Just what am I doing? I am simply putting the blame on Frezite and using it as an outlet for my anger and sadness. Frezite and the Serahumans. I'm merely using them as an excuse for letting my personal emotions get the better of me and running away from the truth. I also am kind of adjusting the volume mixer a little bit. I am ashamed to face anybody. I think that's what he said. I kind of missed that out of the text. Though I kind of have a little bit of a memory of what Eve said from yesterday's recording. Ah, man. Shame too, because it was getting really exciting. I guess you guys will figure out why probably at the end of this episode. And yet, here I am. Yet, I cannot turn back from here. As much as I want to, my mind is set on only one thing. To head to the skyscraper and prepare to go all out on Frezite. It could well be my doom. Take part in the world of liberation. That's right. Are you serious? You know this girl's from Frezite, right? Please, listen to what I have to say first. Yes, I am listening. You listen too, Uncle. My intention behind taking part in the War of Liberation is not to fight Frezite. It's actually to bring Doris back to Frezite. I don't follow you. Well, since Frezite is in the sky, it's expected that George has prepared airships for the war with Frezite. So what we'll do is hijack one of his airships. That's just rash. Big sister, so bold. Even if we manage to hijack an airship and have you at least consider that we may be gunned down by the Frezite army or something while flying it. Hold on, my earbuds is screwing around with my ear. It kind of hurts. Well, it's no doubt unnatural for a hijacked airship to be flying into Frezite at random. In such a situation, though, it's an ironclad rule of war that an army can't jump to conclusions without first inquiring the enemy's actions. If, let's say, we raise a white flag, you would agree that the Frezite army can't launch an attack on us, wouldn't you? After all, dealing the first blow on people who have no intention of fighting is one thing all combatants must avoid. My plan, however, is to quickly drop off at the airship at Frezite and sneak into the town or city before we get spotted and captured. Since there's no difference between a human and a Serahuman in terms of outwards appearances, it's virtually impossible for us to get spotted once we mix in with the Frezite's citizens. Or yep. Kind of wanted to say civilians. Lol. Is she for real? As if there's a benevolence or mentality in a war. This warrior monk sure upholds rules too strictly. What? Do you have a problem? Still, there's no denying that I too want to bring the girl back home. Even though her plan is very much reckless, it's not like I can come up with a better plan anyway. Nah, it's nothing. So which part of Frezite are we bringing Doris back to? Frezite Magical Academy, as we discussed before? I hate that place. I only want Big Sister. I remember Doris saying that Vene, the person we are looking for, is not at the academy. Then I guess she's at the OHG. Yes. Doris did mention that before. Isn't that right, Doris? Yes. Big Sister Vene is a member of the OHG. Big Sister Vene told me a lot about the OHG. My dean also told me a lot about it. So, what exactly is it about the OHG? That's all we know. It only seems Doris only knows the name. Well, that ain't a problem anyway. We can always ask the locals at Frezite when we get there. Ask the locals, you say? Sheesh, that's a totally haphazard and reckless. Could you at least come up with something more concrete than that? Now how about you do the thinking? I can't think of anything else. I'm okay with it. Ah, that's good to hear. You are okay with it too, right, Uncle? Alright, have it your way. In that case, we should first head to Darmstadt and attend the rally for the war. Let's go then. Can I ask you something? What is it? Why are you so eager to help her? Huh? You mean Doris? Yeah. Can't we just wait until the war ends before bringing her back? No, we can't do that. Who knows when the war will end, and who knows what the world will become after the war. What Doris needs now is family, and Vene is whom she desires most to be together with. Reuniting them is not something we can just do at a later time. I'm sure you know, right? There's a hidden look of sadness in Doris' eyes. Loneliness lies deep down inside her. Nothing, not even a school, is better than being with one's family. For now, it's only because we're friends with her that the void in her heart is barely filled. There's no way we can keep that void filled for long in this world where everything is a stranger to her. That is why, even if we have to slip through the fires of war, I still intend to bring her back to where she belongs as soon as possible. The place where she can truly attend a peace of mind. The place where Vene and Bash is. I get what you're trying to say. But my question is, why do you care so much about someone you just met? Is it so strange to help someone in need? It's beyond your scope. But isn't it the same for you? I think I need to lower my mic volume a little bit. Right. Looks like the warrior monks of Ten Ring are sharp-minded after all. Doris reminds me of a girl I met before. That girl had no doubt dreamed of returning to her family one day. You mean she couldn't? I'm not sure. I don't know her well enough to answer that. But I can likely say she still hasn't reunited with her family today. Perhaps she has been waiting all along for her family to bring her back, and still is. Even as she now rests in peace. Forget all I just said. It's already a thing of the past which no one would care about. Alright. That was an interesting thing that Lansford said about. So now we gotta go over to Darmstadt. Ah, boy. Also, back at the episode when I was recording and lost it, I kind of invested on some equipment and invested a lot on Nixon because we got new equipment now. Gold stuff, and they had some pretty interesting stuff in there. Very interesting spheres. I'm trying to remember what they were specifically. There's like a sphere that can make you act more likely first in battle or something like that. It's not preemptive attack, it just makes that specific character act first than all the others, which is nice. There's one that would like lower your wait time, which I actually bought and gave to Nixon. The problem was the new equipment and stuff is very expensive. But yeah, I gave Nixon a gold gun. I think I gave him a gold robe. I gave him the attack accelerator, which reduced your wait time, so that was amazing. And then that was all I could afford because it was, like I said, really expensive. And I sold all my like cash items, you can say, like items you turn in for cash. Yeah, it was really fucking expensive. Alright. It's gonna take a little bit of a while. I mean, we're almost there, halfway. I fucked up. And then we gotta go read more dialogue. And then we will be back where I last left off, probably. I don't want to mention much about what happens, but like, there's gonna be, once we arrive, there's gonna be like a section, and then there will be another section right afterward, and then from there we are where I last left off. So this whole episode is just me backtracking, essentially. At least from my perspective. From those watching is all new, but yeah. Oh man. Yeah, I'm just gonna skip this. This is just like 3 enemies. Or 4 enemies, my bad. Come on. Yes. Surprise attack? Come on. How? These guys aren't even that high of a level. Oh wow, that's a huge shame now that I remember it. Because we've invested so much into fucking Nexon, and we're not going to fucking use him at all. All that deer wasted. And we finally arrived. So this is Darmstadt. Well, it certainly is much larger than I expected for a merchant capital. I would imagine the rally site will be packed with people tomorrow. Let's head to the end for now. I am tired, big sister. Me too. It was a long journey after all. How about we rest for the day and explore the city tomorrow morning before the rally? Yes, good idea. In that case, let's rest up. Sightseeing first before war? Seriously? Looks like I'm gonna be in for a rough ride. And there's our boy. Or, yeah, man. Because he's like, what, in his 30s or 40s? 40s, probably, right? Can't remember how old Nexon was. Hello there, are you attending the rally as well? More or less. You look like a pastor to me. Well, I was until recently. Then you must be the pastor from Hadwick. So you know what happened? Nah, but I heard some rumors. I didn't know if it was true or not until now. In any case, I'm sorry for your loss. This may sound cliché, but I hope you keep your spirits up. Thank you. Now, if you excuse me. Come to think of it, this person reminds me of someone. Lansard Clayana. 10 years have passed since his disappearance. This person looks a lot similar to how I would imagine Lansard to look like now. I kind of wonder if we'll meet up with the two, Nexon and Yangtze eventually. I guess those infant angels must have found happiness in the afterlife by now, though. Perhaps that goes the same for you. I see ya. I heard that the church in Hanwick was burned down. As always, you bring the latest accurate information. What the hell are you saying now? The church was burned down on the basis that everyone in Hanwick, including me, was distraught to the point where we became convinced that God is absent, and it showed. There's enough physical proof to show that prayer is powerless to help anyone. That is why we bid farewell to God. So, you came here for a reason. May I ask a favor from you? Bring me Meryl and Miri. You're serious about this? Here you go. As requested, your guns have been tuned. Next one, learn the abilities. Meryl Der Ringer and Miri Stun Gun. So, your plan is to cling to your memories of your wife, Meryl, and your daughter, Miri, so that you won't feel lonely as you go to war. Stop being so guilt-ridden, for goodness sakes. Those two are the only memories I have left to cherish. How many years has it been since they ran away from you, and you still call them the only memories you have left to cherish? Interesting how Nexon has a daughter and wife. Whoa, auto text? Okay. I don't remember that auto text being in the middle of there. That was quick. Even if they are not by my side, no matter how long I am separated from them, and as long as I am still alive in this world, I can never forget them. I wonder if we'll ever eventually learn more about them. We were idiots back then. Even though we were married, we were so absorbed in our jobs as bounty hunters that eventually our wives and children ran away from us. To be honest, everything would have been alright for you had you opposed the marriage. Don't be ridiculous. You yourself were persistent in marrying Meryl, remember? Well, I suppose I can't deny that. Hey, you sure you're gonna do this? Well, the fact that I am here is proof of that. Even with numerous doubts in me, even though I have thoughts of turning back, and even though I still have the chance to turn back now, I am here sitting down with you and drinking wine with my mind all made up. Even then, Fredzite isn't exactly your target, right? Well, regarding that, I remember Venice saying some harsh words. She said if I so desired to kill, I should just kill those who abandon the children. Whoa, wow. That certainly was harsh. Guess we can't judge a book by its cover. She does have a point, though. The only question is, who exactly are the ones you should really point your gun at? I am afraid I have no idea. Can you find out for me, like you always do, the identities of those who abandoned the children? Who do you take me for? Some kind of wonder worker? I don't have any connections in Fredzite, you know. Sorry, but you'll have to find that out by yourself. Oh, I almost forgot. Wait here. Take these. An ancient Bible of unknown origin that contains a strong aura of divinity and has been passed down across many generations. Next on, learn the abilities Versatile Gun and Bible Resistance. They're lucky finds that I got hold of some time ago. One is a gun unlike any other, and the other an ancient Bible. I remember my Bible being burnt into ashes along with the church, though. Well, just listen. Apparently this Bible holds a secret mysterious power, capable of protecting its owner. However, it seems that in order to unlock this power, you must know the art behind it. In other words, no one will be able to use this power unless he or she works as a pastor or someone in that line. Are you saying that I qualify as a pastor when I am no longer one now? The important thing is that you understand. That is all in the irrevocable part. I can't even pronounce that. Well, whatever it is, this ancient Bible should prove useful to you, even if you're now lost in your way. No, rather, since you're now lost in your way, isn't it then important that you have the power to protect yourself? Even after I have burned my own Bible into ashes? What you need is the power to live on. You may not think that's relevant, but I do. I understand. I shall accept both the gun and the Bible then. I ask another favor from you. Sure. Pass me that bottle of my favorite wine. Thank you. Word of advice, mate. Show the children in spirit who you should be. Be a role model for them by staying alive. Now that you're lost in your way, think about how you're gonna get back on track. Remember, everyone in Hadwick and I are behind you always. Alright. Damn. I started off with damn. That damn old man. Declaring the war of liberation just like that is simply shameless. Needless to say, we know what George's goal is, and that to grasp hold of the whole world. Even though the ground is already under his hands, that's only half of the world. Which is why he declared the war of liberation as an attempt to take over Frezite, the other half of the world. When he said things like freeing the ground from Frezite, he was actually exaggerating in order to encourage volunteers for the war. Once victory is assured, he will most likely burst into a sudden outrage and get rid of all those who helped him. And he will be the one to have the last laugh. I bet that's what he's scheming. So the disappearance of the Celestial Border was his doing too. That is correct. He allowed Gaia Cancers to take control of Laurentia, and in doing so led a direct pathological change in the Celestial Border. To elaborate, the Gaia Cancers gave off a form of poison that traveled through the soul stream and eventually downwards. The poison eventually invaded the Celestial Border, causing it to undergo a pathological change and disappear soon after. But I don't get it. What did George gain by getting rid of the Celestial Border? Well, I would say that George has clearly set the stage for this war. Supposing the Celestial Border still exists, the only way to get to Frezite from the ground through is the tiny celestial tunnels. In that situation, if George and his men were to try to invade Frezite, they will only be crushed and be no match at all for Frezite. But now that the Celestial Border has disappeared, there are no longer any restrictions in entering Frezite. This allowed the stage for war to be set across the entire world. As a result, George and his men are no longer at a disadvantage and have gained equal footing with us. I should add that George has made substantial progress in his preparations for war. First, he and his men have become well-versed with Frezite's technologies that were sold wholesale to him. Then there was the fact that he used money from his own pocket to lure a talented engineer from Frezite into working for him. And finally, after acquiring enough strength to wage war, he conspired with Ende to get rid of the Celestial Border and set the stage for war. Everything has gone according to plan for him. I can't believe this. Didn't the Internal Affairs Office have any intention at all to do something about him before? Of course it did. It was raised many times in the past that George was a potential threat and should be dealt with immediately. However, as everyone here knows, many of the Internal Affairs Office executives have always looked down on humans. So they thought up to now that they could eliminate George at any time, huh? Talk about them being full of themselves. Minerva, if you may, please report the government's taken decision on this issue to everyone here. Certainly. It is understood that George's declaration of war of liberation is, in truth, an exaggeration and act in self-interest. On that account, the Internal Affairs Office has officially removed him from Frezite's ground development project. It has also identified him as Frezite's most wanted criminal and has decided that he is to be eliminated as soon as possible. That is so as to prevent the War of Liberation from breaking out, and the operation to eliminate George is expected to commence soon. Eliminate George? That's excellent. Killing him is a no-brainer. Or is it no-brainer? And so in response, we'll be taking part in this operation as well. Whoa, you're siding with the government now? Have you forgotten who almost caused this organization to disband? Don't say that. This shouldn't be the time to be in dispute with the government. The thing is, it was the government who offered the OHG to take part in this operation as the main assassination team. Of course, I only accepted the offer after the government agreed to my condition that the whole Seraphic Blue issue be dropped. Also, more than anything, this is a good opportunity for the OHG to gain respect from the government and to foster better ties hereafter. I can only hope the government isn't using us as sacrificial pawns. I'm more than happy to do this, though. This is, after all, my chance to slash at George into pieces. Now, as for the operation itself, we'll head directly to the skyscraper at Darmstadt via the Celestial Tunnel portal east of Darden. Celestial Tunnel portal? But wouldn't that be pointless now that the Celestial border is gone? Well, as long as the vertical travel route has been programmed to link a Celestial Tunnel portal in Frezite to a certain place in the ground, the border is still usable even without the presence of the Celestial border. In the case that the Celestial portal east of Darden, its purpose is for Frezite to make regular contact with George. So the portal located above Darmstadt is set to transport passengers to the basement of the skyscraper. So it's kind of like a fast travel directly to the skyscraper. I see, so the plan is to use a portal to gain direct access into the skyscraper. Well, it's not just that though. The thing is, it wouldn't be wise to break into the skyscraper from the outside. Doing so would expose us to the public view and infuriate a majority of the humans. Hence, the plan is actually to secretly enter the skyscraper and eliminate George without the whole world of the ground knowing about it. After that, a logical false rumor will be disseminated, or whatever, can't even pronounce that, to the humans. For example, if we can say that a corrupt former president bribed one of the members of the Black Leos to assassinate George. Whoa, hold on. There's no way anyone would believe he will fall that easily. Is that so? Well, that's Daisy's idea, though. This is what Daisy said. Using fear to control the masses has an utmost weakness. No matter how much popularity George has in public, it virtually will not take root. Consequently, he is the type of person who can easily be alienated and betrayed just when he thinks he has control over the whole situation. Alright, we're getting pretty close where I last left off. In any case, a false rumor will be disseminated based on that reasoning. An infected mediator from Frezite will then be deployed in due course. He will serve to mediate relations between the ground and Frezite. Yes, we Serahumans are making every effort to ensure peace between the two sides. That certainly is a well thought out plan, as one would expect of your advisor, milady. But we can't just kill George without considering anything else. We could. But I told you before that violence is not the answer, didn't I? Our main objective is to prevent the War of Liberation from breaking out. It's not to take vengeance or anything of the sort. While both Edwin and I share the same sentiments towards George as you do, simply picking a fight with him without caring for our surroundings is just putting the cart before the horses. Do you get what I'm trying to say, like? Right, I get it. One last thing, just so everyone knows. Minerva and Hassan will be joining us this time. Will that be fine? Miss Minerva is a very talented mage. That said, you do not think she could be a hindrance now, do you? No, of course not. But it's the Queen who's coming with us, you know. Regarding that, Minerva and Hassan have officially been given the green light by Madame Daisy to take part in this operation. One reason given is that this operation is part of Minerva and Hassan's duty as special envoys at the OHG. Other reasons include to give Minerva hands-on training as a mage and to provide her with the on-the-job experience as the Queen. Well, those are just excuses. The real reason is that Minerva was so persistent that Madame Daisy eventually gave in. Are you sure about this, milady? I just can't stand being treated as a guest here and not do anything to help. To be honest, even though I do not wish for Her Majesty the Queen to be directly participating in this operation, I'm glad that she is ready to take the bull by the horns on her own will. Moreover, I am here with Miss Minerva. With me along, what if situations will never happen to her? Sigh. Such power of youth. Or such is the power of youth. And so we look forward to working with everyone from here on out. That's it for this meeting then. Let's begin the operation at once. We don't have time to prepare ourselves first. There's no time to waste. The rally at Darmstadt is about to begin very soon. We have to get a move on now and proceed straight to the portal east of Darden for the operation. Well. One whole episode of backtracking, man. Not a fun thing. I wonder if this game has like a new game plus feature. The advanced party is already at the basement of the skyscraper and has scanned the surroundings there and has determined the route to get to George. The operation commander is waiting for you and will be giving you the details on the operation. Got it. Take us there immediately. Certainly. Step into the portal then. Alright, you're just gonna debrief us, and then that'll be it for the episode. Alright, to the skyscraper. I wonder if we'll meet up with some of the others. Like Nexon, Yangtze, and her group. Glad to have you all here. Allow me to explain the present situation at once. The skyscraper has a total of 45 floors, and we are now at the basement of the skyscraper. The higher floors of the skyscraper stretch from the 35th floor to the 45th. The security is particularly tight there. George has his own private forces stationed all over the higher floors, and it would seem that he is ready to put up a do-or-die resistance. That said, it won't be easy navigating through the higher floors to get to him. Many obstacles are to be expected. Also, the elevator has an extreme tight security system. At this point in time, the only floors you can reach safely via the elevator is the 35th floor. You can try to disable the security system if you want, but I would suggest not wasting your time. Therefore, the ideal way to get to George is to take up the elevator to the 35th floor. Then head all the way up to the 45th floor via the staircases while defeating enemies along the way. That is where you guys will find George. But to come to think of it, are you certain George is still in this building? He might have escaped already for all we know. That is impossible. As part of the preparation for this operation, we have been keeping close watch over his movements since a few days ago. They include having quiet meals, spending a long time in the bedroom, and having long periods of sleep. All of his movements are constantly being monitored. And I can definitely say that he's now trapped in the 45th floor. No, not at all. What? This is the time when he strongly believes he can repulse us and that his rally will be a success. In fact, he will be craving for wine right now. There's no way to think that he's trapped. Rather, I have a good feeling he's toying with us. That's the kind of man he is, as far as I know. We really should have gotten rid of him long ago. All is not lost yet. I hope so. Alright, let's begin then. Alright. And we finally, more or less, made it back where I last left off. I mean, I did talk to a couple of NPCs, so I'm gonna go ahead. We have high regards for your abilities. All the best, and may the operation be a success. I find it strange how the part of George's private forces appear to comprise of Lucifer's. After all, it shouldn't be possible for anyone to be able to manipulate such creatures. I sense something disturbing going on, alright. And merchant, I forgot about that. Well, kind of funny how they don't supply us with gear for this operation. Because we gotta buy our own equipment to make this a success. Greetings, I am a medic and I specialize in restoring people to full health. I actually didn't talk to this dude. This is the least I can do for you. Good luck, you have my support. I wonder if you can actually backtrack here. I just assumed that, that's it. Alright, so that's where I left off, and that's where I'm gonna end off. So in the next episode, we can finally get on with this. So, see you guys in the next episode. Later.